This is Susan Darrow, your host for Border Radio, Monday through Friday afternoons from 3 to 6. Right this minute, you are listening to KPFT Houston, 90.1 FM, and kpft.org.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, of course, May the 9th. And straight out the gate, I want to announce that I am not a man. I have never been a man.
I thought you were.
Apparently, some jerk off over at the Jester 3 unit.
Hold on, not another Fifi.
No. You know what? I heard that said jerk off cares for fifis.
Ooh.
Yeah. So anyway,
there's guys in there that sell them things.
I know. They probably make a lot of money. Anyway, I wanted to make sure everyone knew I don't have an Adam's apple. I'm not a man, nor have I ever been. So let's move on. He's a liar.
Pull a Crocodile Dundee.
I will. All right.
I'll quit.
Yeah, quit. So this week we had some news that Edovo had to pull all of our execution watch and execution protests that we had put up on the tablet. David had also had tried to put one of Abe's. He does a virtual sit-in. He had tried to put that up also, and no, none of them went up. And the ones that have been up came down. So if you're looking for the Stephen Nelson protest or the Richard Tabler protest, yeah, they're not there anymore.
And the Moises Mendoza?
It never went up.
Oh.
Yeah, that one never went up. So anyway, we're regrouping. See if we can I don't know. David's very ingenious.
We got to go by the rules. I'm going to study the rules and see what we can get away with. There's freedom within the rules.
There's freedom within the rules.
And there's freedom in the Constitution.
Yeah, but
And
whenever
the Bill of
we're
Rights.
broadcasting under the permission of TDCJ, if we step on too many toes, we won't be broadcasting anymore. So.
Yeah. So we're playing it safe, and we're supposed to have a lovely meeting this coming next week with Lance Coleman. He has been a very nice man to me. Very nice. I have nothing but good things to say. He is the Inspector General. So he calls me and, make sure Joy and I got home okay. I was like, what? I know, from the board meeting, because we met him at the board meeting. Anyway, so tonight David has lined up a great show, and we have in the studio, as you heard, Gloria.
Yep.
Can't mistake Gloria. We have Linda back. Linda is back in the house. She's been out for 2 weeks.
Woo!
Woohoo! And, of course, David's here. You heard him. Leslie is here. Yay! And we have Marcus. And you know what? I was looking at his name earlier, and I was like, I can't pronounce that name. How do you pronounce it? And he said Marcus. I'm like, okay, I can pronounce that. So Marcus is here. He's doing some research work, and he interviewed Linda and I earlier. So tonight on the show, we have Mimi Rodriguez. She is the criminal justice organizer with Grassroots Leadership and Taj. Meghann Sanger, post-conviction attorney. Gloria Rubac, and, of course, Abraham Bonowitz. All of a jam-packed show tonight. So first we're going to get on.
Dominique Leonard's on his way.
I was going to mention that, but I didn't.
Yeah, he said he'd be here about 9:15. He got off work late. A lot of the guys know Dominic. He's formerly incarcerated, but he's also got a show coming up at the Funny Bone in Pearland down June 7th. So he's, I don't know, influencer, like social media influencer, kind of like Marcy Murray, and he does all kinds of stuff. And now he's getting into comedy, but he also does parole packets, and I think he goes in and does ministry.
Awesome. All right. So Dominique Leonard.
And he's just going to come hang out.
He's just going to hang out. So he's going to be hanging out in the studio. But first, we have Mimi Rodriguez on line 2. Hi, Mimi.
Hi, y'all. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm feeling a little run down. I'll be honest. We had a long day today, so I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Yeah, just y'all know me, but for those of y'all that don't, my name is Mimi, and like you said, I'm Grassroots Leadership, Texas Advocates for Justice. So. Grassroots Leadership is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization working to end mass incarceration, criminalization, and deportations of our marginalized communities. And so one of the ways that we do that is through a program called Participatory Defense. We provide support to people who are currently navigating the legal system with an open criminal case. And of course, we are organizers, not attorneys, so we don't do legal representation or legal advice. We simply share our own experience, and our goal is to empower people with the tools and resources that they need in order to have a proactive role in their case. And we strive for time saved, which is a play on the words time served. So if we can save anyone time from incarceration, that's what we try to do. So today was a really big day for us. We participated in the Free Black Mamas campaign, which is it's a campaign for the National Bailout Project. This is the second time that we have participated in this. And so what we were able to do was, in honor of Mother's Day this weekend, we were able to post bail for 5 mothers. And so we were out at the Joint Processing Center all day, waiting for their release. And so, you know, like I mentioned, I think I actually forgot to mention, but the point of what the work that we do is people who are impacted by the criminal justice system. We offer, you know, a community where people can feel empowered, so that they don't feel railroaded by the system. And so we partner each of the mothers with a mentor who will be working with them, you know, making sure that they have all their needs met, and not just them, but also with their families. So the mentors were able to meet with the families today as well. And the Free Black Mamas campaign is spotlights, you know, the ongoing harm of pretrial detention. So we know that there are many people who are incarcerated in the jails who simply cannot post bail. You know, they can't afford these outrageous bail amounts. And so, you know, there's an issue of family separation when someone is incarcerated. And so it's just something that we feel that it was important for us to be part of this, reuniting mothers with their families, just in time for Mother's Day. And yeah, it was, like I said, it was a long day, waiting outside.
Is there
the joint processing.
Is there like, how do you choose which mothers to? Is there any?
So there's a process. You know, Carl Nix is our participatory defense organizer, and so what he does is he starts with just kind of getting some intake information from the women in Harris County Jail. So I think he started with maybe about 200 intakes. And of course, I think, you know, there's more women than that are incarcerated, but they go through kind of a selection process. So one of the questions that is in the intake is if people have a place to stay and a family to support them. And so we want to make sure that, like we said, you know, mothers are reunited with their families. And so then he's got a selection process where he kind of narrows it down. I think part of it is also the bail amount, you know, because we have limited funds, and so it's got to be under a certain amount. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the other criteria is, how he does his selection process, but then from that 200, he'll narrow it down to 5 women. And so then, you know, he'll go in the post bail and you know, work with the processing center to get them released all on the same day.
Okay, just to make sure that we have enough time, can I get your address where someone can write to you?
Absolutely. So they can address it to Texas Advocates for Justice, which is P.O. Box 88235, and that is in Houston, Texas, zip code 77288.
All right. So I have P.O. Box 88235, Houston 77288.
That is correct.
And that y'all will accept letters of not just about the national bailout, correct?
Absolutely. So, you know, Texas Advocates for Justice is a community of people who are either formerly incarcerated or their loved ones. And so every third Sunday of the month, we have our general body meetings. And so if anybody wants to get involved or knows people that want to get involved, they can write us about that or whatever issues. Like I said, our work is to end mass incarceration. So if there's any issues that are going on that they want us to know about that we can do some policy advocacy, we invite anything like that as well.
Well, thank you, Mimi, so much, and thank you for the work that you do. And we've got to wrap up, but thank you. Thank you so much for being
sounds
on.
Good. Thank y'all for having me. Y'all take care.
You too. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and now our next guest is Meghann Sanger. She's on line one. Hey, Meg.
Hey guys, how's that Texas Reform family doing there?
We're
Pretty
doing
good.
We are doing good. And just to remind everyone, Meg is a post-conviction attorney.
So actually, let me correct you. I'm a litigation paralegal, but I contract with attorneys to get all this good post-conviction work done. So a slight error there, a big slight error.
That is. I'm going to have to. David gets a slap upside the
10
head.
lashes with a wet noodle.
Yeah.
So I'm a litigation paralegal, but currently right now I'm working on I was talking to David, and I'm working on some kind of new exciting projects with some new attorneys, and it's looking forthcoming. We're taking on some private prison issues, and we know like states like Montana, Arizona, Tennessee, Alaska, I think I'm missing one off the top of my head. They're outsourcing their inmates like between 20 and 49% right now, which causes such a huge problem for, any inmates to get family visits. And, when you're incarcerated, everything gets taken away and now you can't see your family,
Mm-hmm.
And so we're finding there's some, many problems with the private prison industry. I don't want to, name call, but it's a big deal. And it was interesting because when David and I were talking the other day, he had told me that he had some good experience with private prison, which is the first time I've ever heard anybody say that.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that except for David.
No, we've got one unit down here that actually pays people. It's a private unit. And then we've got, if it's MTC actually has a lot of programs. And as long as you're programming, they let you have your privileges. And so there's a lot of freedom that's involved there. It's not a whole bunch of sitting around and not going to rec and all that other stuff.
Yeah, no, so right. I mean, that's not the concern. And, if there is programming, there's some benefits, that's one thing. But we're finding that you'll have a whole hundreds of inmates who maybe have the same crime who are outsourced to a different state, and they're not even offering the required programming that's needed to parole. That's insanity.
Right.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we're finding a lot of that in the county jails here. Everybody's sending them to like Louisiana or Mississippi or just kind of
weird. And then and then they can't parole, even despite that our system is over criminalized, and because they didn't get the required programming, but it was never offered.
Well,
so
what do we do about it?
Oh, stand on our head and join the circus. No, I think we have to make, some noise. I think we have to disrupt the system, but just like you said, within the rules. And you use the rules, the very same rules that they made to, quote unquote, I'm doing my air quotes over here, you guys can't see me, to protect us, to protect the population that's incarcerated, and use those rules against them to stop some of this poor behavior.
I thought you were going to say. I was waiting for David to say something.
Oh, yeah, no, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
She's the litigation specialist. I don't know all the rules.
Yeah, so I mean, you use those rules against them, But the other problem is and I love the woman Mimi that you had on before. Everybody's so bogged out and the downtrodden with the system that not only are you maybe fighting a wrongful conviction or resentencing, so you don't have some monster sentence that you have to serve. But then in addition, you have to fight for medical care. It's all crazy to me.
Absolutely. Now, earlier, David was telling me about something that with some artwork.
So currently I'm trying to start a new program for a lot of the inmates who are previously from Montana, and I'm trying to go ahead and start do an art opening or some kind of silent auction by the end of summer. I will definitely keep you guys posted on that. So what would happen is that artwork would go for sale, create awareness in, our communities, and they would start a fund to offer people legal, they would have legal counsel for issues when maybe they couldn't afford it from that fund. It's kind of like everybody giving back. It's full circle. I think it's an absolutely beautiful idea.
It sure is. Now, is that strictly for Montana?
No, well, so this is just starting in the works right now. I have about 5 individuals who are ready to participate. The gentlemen are very, very excited, and it could be ladies. I just don't have any yet. And that, actually, I don't mind. If you guys don't mind, I'll give out my email address. And if you have an incarcerated one who might be interested in that, connect with me, and we can see what we can do. The bigger, the better. And we're going to sell it for, not a small, a reasonable price, but so everybody can make money, and we can start this fund, and we can create awareness. I think it's a fantastic idea. And I don't want these men or anyone incarcerated to feel forgotten.
Absolutely. So do you have a good physical address or just the email?
I don't have a good physical address right now, but I can give you my email address, and anybody can reach out who's on the outside, and I can send information to them. As once this develops more, I'm happy to keep you guys in the loop too, for sure.
Well, what we can do is we can definitely, if somebody wants to write to us at the prison show, we can scan it for you.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Aren't you guys witty?
I know. It's a good thing I thought of that. I'm kidding. That was David.
I love it.
But just so everyone remembers, 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas 77371, and that is for artwork that will go to auction, correct?
Yep, for inmates who have artwork who wanted to get to auction, do a good deed and get some, a little bit of cheese in your pocket, hopefully, and create some awareness so everybody can help each other. I got to tell you, I'm always blown away. You guys are doing some really good work down there, and I love that you get everybody together and everybody talks about it. And I wanted to ask you guys real fast, because it's kind of an open, conversation here. What do you think about the thought of Alcatraz opening?
Don't even get me started on that. You know what was funny is my best friend, the day before that announcement came down, she mentioned he's probably going to try to open up Alcatraz, and we laughed. Me, her, and
Yep.
another couple of friends, we were all laughing. The next day, bam.
It's nuts. We have a prison that was originally built, I don't know how long ago, but it's been closed for multiple decades. That's on an island. They called it Rock, and now we're going to open it up because we don't have enough centers. The whole thing's crazy.
It is crazy, and that right now Texas has made so many laws that are felonies now. There's no misdemeanors hardly. There's only felonies. So that they're stacking them in prisons. The prison population is growing. However, certain people don't like big government. Well, stop making it big. That's what
right. And, I think I told you guys this last time I was on a couple of weeks ago, Montana's prison population is growing faster than their state residential population.
Oh, my.
I mean, that's insanity.
It is insanity.
And these guys down there are getting 100-year sentences because as their policy and procedures and laws work out where you only do you only do 25% of the time. So these guys get 120-year sentences. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I keep saying crazy, but it's absolutely nuts. But I had to ask you about Alcatraz because I knew you were going to say something fun.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch I can't say on the air, but
yeah, I can only imagine. And I don't want to waste your guys' time, but you guys are doing amazing work. And if anybody wants to contact about the artwork, that's fantastic. We keep chugging away at some post-conviction. I'm working with a new attorney by the name of Rufus Peace, who is fantastic. He's out of Montana, Georgia, and I believe he's licensed to practice in Florida also. We're doing some collaborating efforts, and it's looking really exciting for us.
It sounds exciting. It really does. And, you know, when you come on, you always have great things to tell us, fill our audience up with some good news. And you're so peppy.
Yeah, it can get a little annoying sometimes, but I am awful peppy.
I don't think it's annoying. I think the guys love you, and the women love you too. So thank you. And give me your email too, just in case.
It's just gonna be Meg, MEG Sanger, SANGER @outlook.com.
All right, and if you get any mail, David will be sure to scan it over to you.
Oh, he would love to scan it for me. Perfect. Thank you so much, David.
He's not saying anything.
Oh. That might be my cue to go.
No, you still got about 9 minutes.
Oh, no. Geez Louise.
Yeah, you had the 15-minute spot tonight. You don't have any more stuff to talk about? Come on with it.
No. So I have definitely more. So I'm working at, there's a couple cases, and now I can't talk about the state that it's in, but we talked enough about that anyway, where these gentlemen are outsourced, and I have some medical cases that would blow people's minds away. Now, of course, I can't use names or anything like that, but I had a gentleman who had been in this facility for quite some time, and they, couldn't get into medical, said he had some kind of indigenous hay fever that's used to the area. Well, this gentleman has now been diagnosed with cancer, and they refuse to treat him.
Oh.
And I have just about horrible couple other cases that are just so awful with the medical treatment. And that's really what we're concentrating on right now, because, when we're not giving life sentences, we're ending up giving them anyway because we're not giving them the appropriate medical care needed. And there's no excuse for that. None.
Yeah, no.
So,
there is no excuse.
No, I mean, could you imagine that the treatment is nothing? No, that's not what we signed up for. That's crazy. Crazy seems to be my term. I'm so worried about swearing that I just have crazy stuck in my mind, so I just keep saying it over and over again to you guys.
Girl, I know the feeling. Trust me. It's like, let me...
So, and then one of the things that I'm sure you guys are well aware of, that the disparity, but is these offenders that are getting these lengthy sentences. I mean, I think don't quote me here, but it's very high. About, I think 25 to 40% of them across the nation, they're all under 25 and younger.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And, well, yeah, I just don't know why. I thought there was a study, and maybe you guys can remind me, because we talked a little bit about this last time, but I know you guys are doing all kinds of good work. Isn't there a study that says that the mind doesn't develop till like 25 or 23?
Absolutely.
Why is it only 8? Why is it 18 that the Supreme Court made that ruling?
Yeah, there's been so many cases, especially death row cases, that they've tried to fight it to say that mind isn't fully developed, especially in men. I'm just saying.
Well, keep preaching, girl.
Yeah, that it does not develop until 25, and Supreme Court has shot it down numerous times. I don't know. Maybe soon they'll have a breakthrough in that.
Oh, I mean, currently right now, I think, unfortunately, it was that we had somebody pass from execution one of the times I was on, is what we were kind of going that direction. And currently, Indiana has set an offender for May 20th. I don't know how often they do that. I haven't checked into it. But, I mean, he was 20 years old at the time of this. I mean, this is crazy to me. I mean, for any of us who have cousins, parents, siblings, children, I mean, we got to know at 20 years old you're not making the same decisions that you're making at 45. I mean, this is crazy.
It is crazy. Billy Wardlow was 18 when he did his crime, and they executed him in 2020. He had been on death row for 27 years. So,
I mean,
yeah,
absolutely. And then the life they have to go to get exonerated, or like I said, this post-conviction has been unbelievably interesting because you really start to understand the legal system kind of backwards to forward, reverse a little bit. And we are just like a court of pleas is what we're doing. And we're taking pleas and scaring the hell out of offenders. So even if they didn't do it, they're taking a plea because now they think they're going away forever anyway.
Right.
They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. And, I don't, I'm not a big fan of he who should not be named who wants to open Alcatraz. But I think some major policy changes and some investigation into our own systems needs to really occur. Now, I'm sure the incarceration or penal system will be the absolute last one to be filtered through. However, I think it would be it could save billions of dollars is my immediate guess, as well as lives and, stop generational harm.
Boy, we think alike. Absolutely. This,
Did David fall asleep over there? Does he think that we found your soul sister or something? Is he snoozing over there?
No, I'm not snoozing. I'm actually doing the social media.
And he's God only knows what he's gonna.
There's
a bunch of people chatting on the video. So
that's cool.
So I was trying to.
Now,
I don't want to
David,
ignore.
now you reach out to me and contact me if you need anything to be creative with the rules or if I can do anything for you guys.
Okay.
So you get your system back up and running.
So maybe I can look up some of those rules in that system. They can't be that much different than Texas.
No, you can. Yeah, we can look up. We can research anything you want to do. You just let me know what you want, and we can figure it out, and I'll help you with it. No problem.
Well, we want to make your program a success. So any way we can help you, that's what we're aiming for. Because the more guys you can help, and the more percentage you get towards their legal fees, then the better off everybody's going to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wish it worked that way. Sometimes it does. But, these cases are really hard because, people have been fighting them forever. They're downtrodden, they're sad. And, I think combined with just, helping in post-conviction, providing legal support, but also being an activist. And I think the important aspect is that we need to give these people who are incarcerated a little bit of light, a little bit of hope, a whole lot of love because they're not forgotten.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
And, just like love is stronger than death, love is stronger than you not being there. And we are not forgetting about our bloated population that's incarcerated. Clearly, I'm not.
And we're not either.
No, you guys are taking ass, taking names. I hope I can say that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh.
That's a good one.
There's a few we can't say.
There's a few, but yeah.
It depends on how we say it, though.
I frequently.
Oh, no, don't get. Yeah, there was some in the beginning of the talk show. I was like, "Oh, she's pretty spicy. I like it. She's getting spicier and spicier."
Yeah, we've had a few episodes where we were getting creative on how to use the words you're not supposed to use.
Oh, I like that. That sounds like fun for sure.
Well, Ray Hill started it one time because there's a band called Pussy Riot. So we could talk about the band, but we couldn't talk about the genitalia. So.
Well, that makes sense. It's probably some kind of rule made by the government.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yes. Absolutely.
You can be pissed off, but you can't be urinated on.
Yeah, right. I always say, give me a six-pack and I'll solve the world problems, but I don't drink anymore, so I don't even think I need a six-pack. So there you go. But I don't know. But I apologize, guys. I wasn't expecting to talk about I didn't think I had the long 15-minute one, but I can tell you, David, we'll do some collaboration. I'm just about to put up a website. And you guys do such amazing work, and you're getting all these people together. I think there's some real room to, for everybody to jump on board with you guys and continue this momentum of gaining traction for change, Well,
thank you so much. We appreciate you coming.
All right, guys. Is that my cue? So no more. We can't talk crap about you, Dave, and I can't develop my soul sister bondage with your lovely anchor over there.
I don't think that's ever going to stop. Somehow or another, somebody's always going to have some kind of caca to say about me. So.
All right, guys. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Meg.
All right.
All right. Now we have Gloria. It's your turn.
Okay.
Talking mic. There.
Oh.
Whoops.
Is that okay?
That's perfect.
That sounded wonderful.
I know.
Well, there is so much going on with the death penalty that it kind of makes my head spin. And I don't. Are you going to talk about all the stuff with the radio station and what's going on? Are you doing a death row report tonight, or?
I am not, but I was briefly going to tell them that the tank is not on the air, but I think they may have figured that out.
Yeah. And then this thing about group punishment, and one person gets the drug from the officers that bring them in, and then everybody on the pod is punished.
That's been going on for a few months. It's just it started at, I think, at the Michaels unit, Stiles unit, and a few other units.
Gee,
but now it's spread
everywhere. It reminds me of what the nuns did in Catholic school.
Absolutely, it does.
Well, TDC's done that for years. They just haven't come out in the open and said, this is what we're going to do. They just did it anyway.
Oh, well,
yeah, we used to always get punished. There'd be people in the back of the dorm smoking cigarettes, and they'd lock the whole place down and then shake everybody's boxes down and whatnot. And I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but you're not going to snitch. You're not going to sit there and tell it, say, you can't smoke them cigarettes. I mean, you call them dummies or whatever.
Yeah, well,
that's a polite way to say what we call them, but you know what I mean.
I want to let people know about some of the things that the Texas death penalty abolition movement is doing. Tomorrow, actually, and I want to send condolences to Rodney Reed on the death of your brother, Roger. Jeez, that was such a shock. I'm not sure what the cause of death was, but I know that the whole family's devastated, and my heart goes out to your mom, Sandra. But we're going to drive to Bastrop tomorrow morning and go to the funeral, some of us from our group. Also, well, we've got an execution coming up on the 20th, Matthew Johnson, and I can't believe there's not another one, knock on wood, set for this year. That's, like, amazing.
Yeah, and yes, it is amazing.
I mean, I wake up every day and I think, okay, let me see. Maybe they've set 5 more.
I know.
So, and Matthew Johnson, good luck. I hope that your attorneys can do something to save your life. But that's on the 20th, on a Tuesday. And we won't even talk about what's going to happen in Huntsville with the new rules about where people can protest. Apparently TDC doesn't have to abide by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and things like that. Clarence Jordan, who has been on death row since, 79 or something? Like forever, and for 30 years didn't even have a lawyer, and now he's got so many mental problems, I'm not sure if he even knows where he is. I believe he's being housed at the Estelle unit, which is medical unit. And hopefully they're going to, stop this insanity and let you go home. The abolition movement will be protesting the execution on the 20th. On the 24th, we have a table at I think it's the 46th annual Pan-African Festival at Shape Center. So come out to Shape. It's from 11 to 5. There's going to be music and drama and poetry and food and all kinds of stuff going on. It's always a lot of fun, and we always get a lot of people to come by our table and take information or buy a book, or if they promise to wear it, we'll give them a T-shirt. And then, wow, it's hard to believe it's been 25 years, but on June 22nd, it will be the 25th anniversary of the legal lynching of Shaka Sankofa, formerly Gary Graham. And we're setting up a committee. I actually talked to Reverend Dixon yesterday, Reverend Dixon's huge church out in North Houston was where Shaka's funeral was. And he is on board, and he will be helping us plan this event. And I also talked to Shaka's mom, who's Elnora Graham, who's not doing too well. She says, I don't know why I can't walk. I quit smoking 3 years ago. And I'm like, Elnora, you smoked your whole life. But anyway, she's wants to be part of whatever commemoration or memorial we have for Shaka. And for those who don't know, Shaka was innocent of murder. He was in jail for petty crimes, and then a man got murdered at a Safeway grocery store at night in a parking lot where there was no light, and some woman, whose name escapes me, but I'll think of it in a second, identified her, the killer, as Shaka, or Gary Graham, through her dirty windshield in this dark parking lot. I knew it wasn't him because he was in jail for petty stuff. He'd never killed anybody. There was no violence. Plus, the man that was murdered had $7,000 in his pocket, and there was some kind of drug stuff going on. I mean, if Shaka had killed him, the $7,000 would have been gone. So that was just a case that garnered worldwide attention, and gosh, 25 years seems like yesterday. Anyway, we're going to be working on that. And for those the guys on the road that remember Shaka, if you want to send us a statement about him or your feelings or whatever about his execution, please do that. You can send it to P.O. Box 3454, Houston 77253. That's box 3454, Houston 77243. But those of you, I mean, it's been 25 years, so I guess there aren't a whole lot of people left on death row that remember him. But those who want to, send us your memories so we can read it at the event we're planning. Let's see. Should I do my shout-outs or wait till... Well, how much time do I have left, David?
3 minutes. You can do shout-outs if you want.
Okay, well, and you know what's weird? A bunch of the women on death row have been sick. Erica was sick for like 3 weeks. They don't know if it's COVID. And Spider told me on the men's death row, COVID is going around again. And at least, I think Spider said that they can buy masks. The women, they won't give them masks, and they can't buy them.
What?
The nurse told them, oh, it'll pass. Well, you know, people die from COVID. Mm-hmm. In fact, I know Rodney's brother, I don't know if the cause of death was COVID, but he had long COVID. But at the O'Daniel unit, the women can't get masks. But anyway, I want to say hello to Brittany. I know that, I think it was a week or two ago that Texas filed their appeal to your good ruling, getting rid of your death sentence. So I don't know how long it'll take for that to be ruled on, but I'm ready.
Well, the state's appealing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I am ready to celebrate again, so I hope that their appeal gets turned down quickly and we can soon have a margarita together. So, Brittany, take care. Erica, love you. I hope you're feeling better. Melissa, good God. I don't know why the CCA is taking forever, but they need to let you go to that ranch you found for women who get out to learn how to be reintegrated into society. And I'm probably... Terry Washington, let me know if you've heard anything about your habeas hearing. I haven't heard anything. I want to say hello to T. And I guess all of my friends on death row, Anthony Pierce down at Ramsey, let me know what you want me to do with the boxes of legal papers that you want me to pick up with your attorney, because I don't have room. And I'm not going to pick them up unless you can tell me where to take them. And I guess that's it. Time's up.
Time's up.
Okay.
Time's up. All right, now let's get to Abe.
Well, good evening, everybody. How are you? Well, it sounds like people are doing okay there. Thanks, Gloria, for all that. And just for everybody's benefit, since Gloria mentioned Richard Reed and the funeral tomorrow, I put into the prison show, into the comments on the radio, on the prison show Facebook page, the link to Richard's funeral home announcement things. You can read that there and make some tributes to Richard and support the family in that way. And I'm grateful that folks are going to be able to go to Bastrop and be with the family there. I looked as soon as I saw the set and just saw that it was not going to be a possibility to make that trip down to Texas for that. But I'm glad others will be there, and please do keep Rodney and the family and Sandra, who's also herself been very sick lately, in your thoughts and prayers. And again, grateful, Gloria, that you'll be able to go down there. Also, shout out, of course, to Melissa. That's the stunning thing about Melissa Lucio's case. I wasn't able to tell that there was a break in the schedule from the webpage, but there were no orders handed down from the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals this week that I could tell. And that's what we're doing every week, watching to see an order that grants her motion from her attorneys and the prosecuting attorney in Cameron County, Louis Syens, who's really the hero in that case now, and of course the judge who sentenced her to death, all saying she's innocent and should be freed. And we don't know why they're taking their dandy old time to decide that. But Melissa, we're all praying for you, and you should be getting freed as soon as possible. And of course, a shout out also to Matthew Johnson. I'm glad people will be outside the prison, and I want to hear more about the restrictions that they're imposing down there, and that's unfortunate. Lots is happening also around the country, some pretty scandalous stuff. I think the most urgent scandal right now is the autopsy that showed that the man most recently executed by firing squad, that they have 3 people that are supposed to be expert shooters from just 15 feet away, and one of them, either the gun didn't go off or they missed completely. Only 2 bullets hit the guy. Neither of them hit his heart. They both hit lower than his heart and damaged other organs. There was a little bit of shrapnel that hit the lower parts of the man's heart, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be, and therefore he suffered for a good minute and a half before he finally bled out and died. And that is not how firing squad executions are supposed to go. So it's interesting, and we'll see what the state ends up saying and if they change anything. But it's just bizarre because people are choosing to go by firing squad in South Carolina because that's definitely faster than lethal injection, and nobody really understands exactly what happens with electric chair. But that's the choice that the prisoners in South Carolina are supposed to get. We are expecting a new date in South Carolina. Didn't happen today because, of course, today is a state holiday celebrating the Confederacy in South Carolina. So we expect that date to drop next Friday. We have coming up on Monday in Indiana, a public clemency hearing in Indianapolis that the public can actually go to. I'll be in Indianapolis at that, and then standing with the Indiana Abolition Coalition at a rally that they'll be having after that event. The challenge, of course, in that case is that Benjamin Ritchie in fleeing from being chased by police, shot a police officer and killed him. So, of course, the law enforcement community is up in arms looking for this execution to happen. I want to give a shout-out and a thank you, of course, to everybody that donated in response to the email I sent out to Death Penalty Actions List last night, seeking funding to help this man's daughter and girlfriend come from Canada to see him before they kill him. So we were grateful to raise enough money for that. From 93 people donated in 16 hours to raise enough money for those plane tickets, which were very expensive, and so grateful for that kind of help. News in Idaho is that their execution drugs, that they spent $200,000 for enough doses to carry out executions in Idaho, and those drugs have now expired. And the interesting thing is, in the hearing where this was discussed, the state actually said, we shouldn't bother with this, because now, of course, the state of Idaho earlier this spring created passed legislation that made firing squad the primary method of execution in that state. But now they're going to spend $1 million building a new execution facility. I've been calling it a stadium for the purpose of federal firing squad executions. I don't understand it. I don't know why they don't just put up a chair in a field and some bleachers, because what more do you need if that's what you want to do? But they're going to spend that money, waste that money, let's put it that way. But what that does mean is that executions are off. The possibility of executions are off in Idaho for about a year. That's how long they think it's going to take them to get their firing squad facility together, which is crazy. Coming up in Oklahoma is an execution of John Hanson. We've talked about that before. This is the man who had a date while the Biden administration was the president. Biden was the president, and Hanson was housed in a federal facility. And the warden of that facility basically said it's not in the public interest to hand him over for execution. Of course, all that changed once we have the Trump administration, and they barely even had to ask. But his clemency hearing was earlier this week, and what was amazing about that, I watched that, and several new members of the 5-person Oklahoma Board of Pardons and Paroles, and what was amazing about that was when they came back to vote, and that's how it happens. You get 20 minutes from the defense, 20 minutes from the state, 20 minutes from the victim family. Then the prisoner himself has an opportunity to speak with the parole board. Then they take a break, and then they come back and vote publicly. And when they did that vote, the vote ended up being 3-2. But there was one man, one of the new members of the board, who his body language itself said everything. He had his briefcase on his lap. He was clutching it, and they weren't taking, they forgot to ask for statements, and he had to interrupt and say, I want to say something. And he just talked about how, the guilt or innocence wasn't everything. There were other issues that should have been considered and weren't being really heard, and that clemency is about mercy. They're not supposed to just retry the case and talk about where that person was 20 years ago. But where are they today? What kind of prisoner are they today? And this man was clearly upset, and he voted yes for clemency. Of course, they needed three people to vote for clemency, and instead those three voted against clemency and 2 voted for it. So John Hanson is going to be executed in Oklahoma unless some miracle happens, and that's coming up on June 12th. And before that, of course, next week in Florida, Glenn Rogers. Now, of course, today they announced another date in Florida. What's his name? Anthony Floyd Wainwright is going to be executed now on June 10th. But backing up, we've got Glenn Rogers in Florida on the 15th. Then Benjamin Ritchie, who I mentioned, in Indiana, unless he gets clemency. This is the new Indiana governor's first execution, and we think he's going to take this process seriously. We're going to see over the next week whether he'll grant clemency. Maybe he will, in which case that execution will happen in the wee hours, the early morning of there. It's going to be the night of the 19th. But after 12 a.m. on the 20th, one of those midnight executions, which are rare these days. And then Matthew Johnson was later that day. And then on May 22nd in Tennessee will resume executions with Oscar Smith, maybe. they're challenging the new lethal injection protocol there. And I want to back up and say, if you're anywhere near Nashville on the 18th, that's a week from Sunday, then come and join us. We're going to do a march called the March for Mercy. You can find information about it on our Facebook and social media and our webpage, dougpenaltyaction.org. The March for Mercy will go from Riverbend Correctional Institution, where the death row is. It's a 9-mile walk that we do each Sunday before the day of an execution. We walk to the Capitol and deliver our petitions and that sort of thing. So again, if you're anywhere near Nashville, come to meet us and get the information, and register, and come march with us. We're going to be starting that march at 1 p.m. on Sunday the 18th, and that is in Nashville. And then, of course, on June 25th, we have Richard Jordan in Mississippi. He just got a date. Mississippi has been a couple of years since they've had an execution. The thing about Richard Jordan is another veteran, did 3 tours in Vietnam, and that tells you how old this case is, because he was convicted in 1976 and has been on death row nearly 50 years. And that's the next guy that's scheduled to be executed in Mississippi. So, you know, it's just a lot. Now, I wanted to mention there's 2 new dates that was just announced today in Florida, Anthony Floyd Wainwright, and then a couple of days ago in Alabama, Greg Hunt will be the next person executed using nitrogen gas suffocation. And what's interesting about this is that actually they both have the same spiritual advisor, the one and only Jeff Hood, Reverend Dr. Jeff Hood. And he's going to have to juggle. How does he be with 2 guys who are being executed 1 hour apart from each other? Anthony Floyd Wainwright at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and Greg Hunt at 6 p.m. Central Time. So in fact, I was on the phone with Jeff just before getting on the phone here, and I got to call him back, and we're going to continue talking about how we get to juggle all of this and make sure that the spotlight is on all of these executions. Those are the main updates that I have at this time. I will also say that there's been the latest Death Row USA report came out and showed a 7% reduction in the size of death rows across the country. So I think that's a reflection of the clemencies that took place under the Biden, as Joe Biden departed the presidency. He commuted 37 of the 40 federal death sentences, unfortunately leaving 3 people on federal death row and 4 people on the military death row. Nobody was even talking about them. And but then also the governor of North Carolina, forgive me, on his way out commuted 15 of the over 100 death sentences in that state. So that is probably what makes up for a lot of that reduction. And I do want to say that there was actually some good news in North Carolina this week, where we were able to, our movement, when I say we abolitionists were able to kill, and it's a good killing, we killed the bill that was going to bring in the firing squad and electric chair as methods of execution in North Carolina. So luckily that bill is off the table, and that's kind of where things stand in North Carolina with that legislation. And finally, I just want to say, the space that we're in the country right now is very, very frightening. Just today, we have Stephen Miller, White House advisor, talking about that the White House is talking about the suspension of habeas corpus. Now, habeas corpus is one of the original intentions of this country, that everybody has a right to demand that the government say why we're holding you. That's what habeas corpus means. You have the body. And when you have a writ of habeas corpus, it's a way to force the courts to hear the argument of what is the justification for this person's incarceration. And now the White House wants to suspend that, primarily for immigration, but we know that's just the scare tactic and the starting point, because sooner or later they're going to be coming after any of us that are advocating in any way against any Trump priority, which of course includes the death penalty and making prisons harsher, longer sentences, more people incarcerated for longer periods of time, hopefully at a profit. That is their agenda. And here we all are standing against it, which makes us all a target for, their next roundup. And that's the worry that we all need to have. And I could say a lot more about that, but my time's wrapping up. And I want to honor the time for the shout out. So I give you all a shout out. I'm grateful for every one of you and the work that you do. And we just got to keep on keeping on. So check us out, sign the petitions at deathpenaltyaction.org and write to me or us at P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York 12075. That's Death Penalty Action, P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York 12075. Any questions?
I did send you a message or with a picture that they did have some CCA rulings this week, and one gentleman on Texas, or obviously on death row, Damon Bludson, he's getting a new punishment hearing.
Yes, I did see that. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. Which court was that?
CCA.
Oh, so they did not issue any rulings when I was looking at it Wednesday morning when the rulings come out. So I'll go back and look at that now.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No problem. But Melissa was not on them. I'm sure you figured that.
Well,
yeah, you would have heard by now.
We'd all be dancing in the streets if she was, assuming, of course, that they do what they should have done months ago, which is just acknowledge and affirm that order, that draft order, and free her. So free Melissa Lucio. Again, blessings to the Reed family. Rodney, if you're listening, know that you are loved, and everybody is embracing your family in this moment. And also thanks, Gloria, for reminding us of the anniversary of the execution of Gary Graham and Shaka Sankofa and the outrage that was. I'll never forget. You had the Klan and the New Black Panther Party marching at the same time outside the prison around that execution. It was crazy. And hopefully we don't see scenes like that again.
All right.
Everybody take care.
Thank you, Abe. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
That was quick. Now all right, and we are being joined now by the gentleman I was mentioning earlier, or David mentioned earlier, Dominique Leonard. Am I saying that?
You're saying that right, Dominique Leonard. I mean, but some people say Leonard, Lee.
I'm from Louisiana. We kind of like, we have to say things different.
Okay.
And David was saying you were formerly incarcerated.
I was. Yes, I was. I was formerly incarcerated. I did time in TDCJ. I was at the R-Red unit. I was at the Cofield unit. And then my final stay was at the Ellis unit.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we are glad that you're out. How long you been out?
I've been out now going on 9 years.
Oh,
9 years,
okay.
yes. Yes, been out going on 9 years. And it's been a blessing. Now I have a saying that I say all the time, prison for what?
Oh, I like
prison
that.
for what?
Prison for what?
Yes, prison for what?
I like that. Like that. All right, let's get to some calls. Let's get to Cookie on line 2. Hi, Cookie. 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 Are you there, Cookie? I don't think Cookie is there.
Linda's telling them to hang on, but they're hanging up.
They're hanging up. Okay, let's get to Mariah. Hi, Mariah.
Hello. I just want to give my shout out to
Oh, you're breaking. Oh, Mariah was hung up on. David, stop it. All right, let's get to Catherine. She's been holding the longest right now. Catherine. Hey, Catherine.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to say hi to Dave, the producer.
Hey, Catherine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm calling to shout out Travis Fletcher at Lee County Jail. I'd like to thank Francis Dow for connecting us. I work for the Campaign for the Fair Sentencing of Youth to fight against extreme sentences and life sentences for children. And so I want to shout out all brothers and sisters that are still locked up and tell them to hold on, because we're not going to stop fighting until all of them are home.
There you go.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay. Linda's screaming, Mariah. Okay, let's get to Mariah. Let's put her back on the air. Okay, there's Mariah.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to give a shout out to Trinidad on Briscoe Unit, aka Baby Naka. I love you, baby. We are down to 15 months, and you're gonna be home. Cannot wait. I'm gonna see you next weekend. I love you, baby. Stay strong. Stay stomped down.
That's fun. That's cute. That's cute. Thank you for calling in, Mariah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Have a
Have
great
a great
weekend.
night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, and now we have Lisa on line 6. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Okay, let's
It's going to be one of them nights.
It's going to be one of those nights. I don't know. They found out we were all in the house, and they're like, let's play with them.
We got Annalisa.
We got Annalisa. Yes, we do.
Hello everyone, it's Annalisa. I hope all is good. This is my message for my friend. Hello Isidro. Hi my dear friend. I hope you are doing well. I've just received your email. I'm going to write later and send you pictures of my trip. It was very good. I had a great time. All is good here, and I hope all is good with you as well. Hope you are doing something good, and I send you my warmest wishes and big hugs. Take care, my friend. Bye everyone. Take care.
And thank you, Annalisa. All right, now let's get to Anne.
Hello, my Black Panther. As promised, I take you with me. I would like to give you this experience, so close your eyes. Imagine you are in the middle of a forest, surrounded by magic trees. There is no substitute for feeling what calls to be felt, no shortcut through the forest. Each tree an experience, each interaction its own fall of light. The ground itself littered with things that ask to be known by name. It is not just loss that hiddens in the underground, but joy and suppressed and damped hopes. The forest is alive with all that you are. Hush now, listen. My precious one, I hope you felt the magic of nature. I hope you felt connection. Love you, your water lily.
Oh, that was awesome. That really really was.
That's the second one she sent. She sent one earlier that had a bird. I kind of like the bird, but, you know.
I like both of them. For someone that's been stuck in it, man, that was awesome.
I don't want to tell you what Linda thought. She said, "Is that a commode?"
Is it a commode?
No, it's a brook. She's out walking in the woods.
Oh, my Jesus. Oh, a commode. Okay, let's get to Captain Tom.
Goodness, that forest sounds really sweet.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Who you got there that just got out of prison a little while ago?
Dominique Leonard. Your mic should be on, Dominic.
Yes, Dominique Leonard. How you doing, man?
How you doing? I'm Captain Tom. Welcome home, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Captain Tom. It's a blessing to be home, man. It's a blessing to bless other people while I've been home. It's a great blessing.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you're safely home and doing better.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right. Let me get some of my shout-outs here. I got Arkansas, J.B. Anderson. I got John Michael Armstrong. I got Howard Beaver is a new one. Also, I have Patrick Holt. I have a few others. I don't have my list in front of me, but I have a few others that are coming on my list. So hopefully by next week or two, I'll have a full list of shout outs. Also, are coming up on Fund Drive on May 22nd. So we want to donate to KPFT. Get ahead of the line here. Donate kpft.org or call 713-526-5738 or text the word GIVE to 713-526-5738 or become a sustainer for only $25 a month. You can be a sustainer, $5 a month, $10 a month. It doesn't matter. Just become a sustainer. And make sure you donate to the Veterans of War Show and the Prison Show.
You're lucky I didn't hit that button, Tom.
Right here at the Prison Show.
I was going to hit that button on you, and I wasn't fast enough.
No, don't do that, baby.
Got to pick on you, brother. Got to pick on you.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Have a good night.
All right. Now let's get to Mona. Oh, Eva Maria. Whichever. Hey, Mona.
I want to give a shout out to the Prison Show, first of all, for y'all's great platform and what y'all are doing. I want to shout out to all my prison bugs, my pen pals, my friends, Billy D at Eastham Unit. This lockdown is going to come up. I'm praying for y'all. These 15-day lockdowns and this disciplinary mumbo jumbo that y'all are throwing at y'all is pretty ridiculous, and everybody's got to agree. Hang in there. I'm praying for you. I want to shout out to Mark Garcia, RHOP, doing great things behind them walls over at All Red. Shout out to Buzzy at Styles Unit, John King over at Beto, and for all the mamas that have loved ones, their kids incarcerated, all I can do and pray is that we all stay strong and fight against this madness of mass incarceration and all these laws changing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. We love you too. I hope y'all are listening. Make sure you wish your mama a happy Mother's Day, and to all the mothers in prison, happy Mother's Day to you too.
No pun intended.
No. What?
All the mothers?
All the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. All right, let's get to Eva Maria.
Good evening, everybody. This is Eva Maria from Germany. I would like to greet everyone here, especially those who don't have friends or family who are sending greetings for them tonight. And I would like especially to greet the family members who are listening to the radio show, and also to all the staff who are listening on a Friday evening. I would like to share a quotation from Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who was a German theologian in prison during Nazi times, and he said, "As I see it, I'm here for some purpose, and I only hope I may fulfill it." He wrote this in prison, and I think this is really encouraging. I hope and pray it may encourage you. I repeat, as I see it, I'm here for some purpose, and I only hope I may fulfill it. Good night. God bless you all. Eva Maria from Germany.
Man, she's so sweet. Great, great quote. All right, now we have Robert. Hey, Robert.
Yes.
You're on the air.
Hey, I give a shout out to Marlon Webb. He's on the FDL unit, and I'm shouting out for me and my family. We're in College Station, Texas, and he's on the veteran something on the FDL unit. I give a shout out to him and a shout out to this radio station. We used to shout out off of KLIV out of Crockett. But now I'm glad y'all are on the air, and we just appreciate all the work y'all are doing.
Well, thank you, Robert, so much. We've been on the air for 45 years, so we're going to
wow.
Yeah, we're going to keep on.
Yes, ma'am.
With great listeners like you, so please call back and next week and give another shout out.
Okay, then.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Do you know if they pick up y'all's radio station on the FDL unit?
Everyone picks up our radio station now because it's uploaded to the tablets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got his tablet and all. Okay. Because he was on the Easttown unit, but he got moved to FDL here back in January. And we're praying for him a speedy recovery. He had a heart arbitration back early part of April, and we just pray for a speedy recovery. And that's Marlon Webb.
All right. Well, we're praying for him also. Thank you so much, Robert.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Okay. Let's see. Let's get, my favorite, Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Bethel Garza in Plumstead. Hola, how are you? I hope that you're in good health and spirits and staying safe. As for me, all is goodish. Well, yeah, I'm sitting at home with the Mastercast on my hand, and as you can hear, Daytona here is being a little diva. I don't know what she is giving out about, but yeah, she is giving out about a lot of different things. Other than that, yeah, I'm okay. My neighbors and friends are great. They're coming in and feeding me because, yeah, I can't really do too much with one hand, and yeah, it's a bit awkward more so than anything else. And yeah, other than that, it's good. I also want to say a big hi to Eric, Blaine, Mark, Rudy, and Depot. Hope you all are staying safe. So, good night and sweet dreams. And to everybody at the prison show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
Okay, I am in complete shock. She did. It was supposed to be, hey, boo, how are you?
She got tired of you stealing her line.
I know, clearly. I think,
she said, I'm going to throw Dani for a loop. Watch this.
Yeah, I think Blaine and all them they had something to do with it. All right, how about Jameson on line 4? Hi, Jameson.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hello.
Was
Man, I just wanted to make sure y'all knew. I wanted to make sure y'all knew y'all have a walking testimony sitting next to you. When I tell you, man, me and Dominique Leonard showed up to the Cofield unit on the same prison bus, chained to one another.
Yep.
And I went in there, man, and watched him.
Oh, you put him on hold. Hang on. Someone. I'm
Somebody
sorry.
trying to steal my shine?
They are trying to steal it. Okay, now.
It wasn't me this time. I had my foot up.
Okay, so go ahead, Jameson.
Yeah, I was saying we showed up to prison together, chained on the same prison bus, and I watched him go home and man, really just take his life and take back everything the enemy thought he stole from him. I was in prison right where he left me. Matter of fact, I think I still owe him a bag of corn chips, but that's neither here nor there.
And some cookies. And I'm going to get them from you.
But he's got a nickname for you, right?
Yep, Cookie Monster.
No, you didn't call him Charles the other day.
Swan.
There you go. You called him Swan.
Swan.
Yeah.
How'd you get that name?
I was in football, Lynn Swan.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah, but I'm a Cowboy fan. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I like Cookie Monster better.
No. We leaving that. We gonna leave that in the joint.
Man, yeah, he was pitiful. But honestly, it was a pleasure meeting Swan. Well, Jameson Charles, in prison because we became the closest friends in there. And what people don't know that I will share real quickly is that he was coming from federal prison to state prison while I was doing my life sentence. I had a life sentence on a non-aggravated robbery charge. Took it to trial in Harris County, and they gave me life. And so me and him was doing our time together. And on Cofield unit, they had me on this wing that was Z wing. That's like the last wing you want to be on. Everybody with life, without parole, life, whatever. And I was on that wing, and God just tremendously blessed me from Z wing all the way to P5 until I got shipped to Ellis unit with a trustee camp. So I actually walked my walk while I was in prison.
Yes, he did. And for me, man, the biggest thing I wanted was to see you come out. But you didn't just come out. That was your floor getting out. That wasn't your ceiling. We knew you were going to get out and stay out. But to watch you come home, get married, start driving trucks, start a whole entertainment company, write stage plays, and start Just Free to where you reach back and try to get guys out of prison, man, that should be commended. And I just wanted you to know, man, I'll never stop being inspired by you. I continue to be inspired by you because you don't stop. And so, man, keep pushing. And I applaud you, bro. And I know so many brothers and sisters on lock are listening and knowing, man, they can chase their dreams and not just chase them, but catch them.
Yes.
Do it. So doing what you're doing, man.
Well, while you tooting his horn, let's toot your horn a little bit.
I was just about to do that. I was just about to say, hold on, bro.
Why don't you tell everybody about
things.
your flag? You're going to be in here in June, right? June 27th?
I am. I'm going to be there, and that's the most beautiful part about it. So before my stage play comes to Houston on July 19th, Dominique and I are going to be together at his show, Test the Testimony. So whereas everybody, there was a time when all we thought we would ever do is share a cage. But God said, no, one day you're going to share a stage.
Amen.
And we're going to be right there, man, side by side for all to see. And you talking about people who had life sentence, 50 years. I had 18 years old. I had 8 felonies, and they threw me away. And, man, it's a beautiful thing to see how it comes full circle. All you got to do is just hold on. And I held on long enough, man, for God to pull me up, and now he's got me where I should have been the whole time. It took me a while to turn that light on, but once it came on, it stayed on.
You ran with it. And one thing about Jameson came home. When he came home, I knew when he was coming home because his family stayed in contact with me, but when he came home, I went out to Beaumont to see him and hung out with him and stuff like that. And his life took off. God opened so many doors really, really quick. So it's always a testament to see guys when they come home to run in their purpose. But you also have a purpose while you're in prison. And while you're in prison, your purpose is to do whatever you can in that place to keep yourself sane and to keep yourself going. Because tomorrow is never promised. But if you wake up, you have another chance to live again and to bless somebody around you. And again, I made a promise that if I made parole, when I made parole, I would reach back to bless other families. And today, with Just Free, I'm doing that. But Jameson has been blessed, man. I mean, I'm proud of you, bro, for your book you got out, for your stage play that's also on the tablets. You know, you tell Mama, I want some more of that fried fish.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to make sure that the guys knew, man, when you reach back with the Just Free, and it inspired me to reach back too. And so I got tired of hearing guys say, man, I wrote a book, I can't get it published. I wrote a book, I can't get it published. So I started my own publishing company, and we've launched a month in now, and we're exclusively looking for incarcerated authors. Man, we make it to where you can't help but make your book a real life dream, not just something that's in your head. And so for all the fellas who writing out there, man, please get at me. We do all the heavy lifting. Even if it's handwritten, we will take your book and turn it into book form. The address is, get your pen, not the one that don't write too good, but get the good pen. I'm about to give it to you. The address is Comeback Season Productions /publishing. P.O. Box 55. Copperas Cove, Texas, 76522. We answer all letters. Once we get it, I'll be hitting you up on the tablet. And, man, stay prayed up, man. I did it. I wrote my book in prison. The same guards who were in prison came to my book signing and asked for my autograph. I know he can do it for you. Keep writing, keep dreaming. It's right around the corner. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Thanks for calling in there, Charles. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the 27th.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Keep doing it, man. Y'all doing a great job. God bless.
I'll tell you, like I told Dominic, we're here every Friday, man. If you're in town, you're welcome.
Oh, don't worry. You got that coming. You should have never offered me an invite.
I come through the gate about 8:30 every Friday night.
Love it. Y'all will have cookies there, right?
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
Leslie bakes cookies.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
I'm there. God bless y'all, man. I'm listening. Keep going.
All right, bro.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. That is very awesome. All right, let's get to Kalyango.
Good evening to everyone on the Prison Show. It's really an honor to be here. I want to send my shout out to my brother, Davis Franklin. I saw your picture with Mom Linda. You look good, and I'm very happy for that. Then I want to send my shout out to Robinson Roberts, Lasso Jr. Pete, Melissa Lucio, Lid Rodri, to my beautiful Mom Linda, Madame Dani, David, Francis, Peter. Have a blessed weekend. Much love and peace from Uganda, East Africa.
All right. Thank you, Kalyango. And now let's get to Lydia. Hey, Lydia.
Hey, hi there, Dani. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good here in the valley. It's a beautiful night, and it's just beautiful after a storm. We had a bad storm here, hit the valley yesterday. Yeah, did some damage.
Oh.
But we're good. Yeah. And I just want to give a shout out to my son, Beto, and to Big Will, to Eric, Blaine, and Roderick and Mark. And who else am I forgetting? Probably forgetting someone. Rudy and Juan. And just want to wish you all a beautiful, just want to say hi and give you all saludos de aquí del Rio Grande Valle, okay? And I want to wish Dani and Linda a happy Mother's Day. And I just want to tell you, mijo, that I miss you and I love you, and I just miss you, okay? And you take care with everything that's going on there. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's all I have, Dani.
Well, happy
For
Mother's
tonight.
Day to you too, Lydia.
Yes, happy. Yeah, it's a beautiful night. There's a gorgeous moon, beautiful stars. It's just a gorgeous day, and I want to thank the men that were just talking a few minutes ago. They really gave a lot of words of encouragement, and we just can't give up. We just have to have that in us and ask the Lord to give us that strength to keep going forward, and just to give us strength. That's all I ask of the Lord. Okay? So you all take care, guys.
You too,
You
Miss
too.
Lydia.
I know that you are in our thoughts and in our prayers. Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, now we have Kiki.
Hi, this message is for Rodney Reed at the Plensky unit. Hey Rodney, it's Kiki. Just calling in to say hi. Let you know that I am thinking of you and I miss you and I love you. I hope you are doing well. I am doing okay. Just got home from the eye doctors, so I'm home resting. Don't forget it's my birthday this month and all I want is to hear your voice. I'm still waiting for you to call me. Anyways, I'm doing okay. Just been really busy this week dealing with a lot of things, plus trying to get ready for my big barbecue birthday party. I really wish you could be here with us all, but I will be thinking of you. I will give you a call next week. I love you and I miss you and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you, Prison Show. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend as well, and everybody out there who's listening. I love you, Rodney. I'll talk to you soon. Call me.
All right, thank you, Kiki. And now we have Lau, or Carmela.
Good evening, Prison Show. Hope everybody's doing okay. First of all, I'd like to wish all the mothers on the other side of the bars to have a blessed Mother's Day weekend. And all the sons and daughters, don't forget to give your mom love. I'd like to wish Mrs. Linda, Miss Dani, and all the female staff at the Prison Show a blessed Mother's Day weekend, too. I'd like to make my shout-outs to my first will be to my friend Marcus Mullins. He's at the Dieball unit. Hi, Marcus. I'm sorry I haven't been calling in. It's not that I haven't tried. The phones must be super busy at the show because I spent an hour on hold last week, and I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to get on earlier, but I was distracted. My cat won't come home. Father David suggested that we let him out for a little bit, and he just won't come back. He goes under the house next door, and I don't think he's well. I think something's wrong with him because he keeps hissing at me. I don't know. I guess the fleas have really gotten to him. But I hope you're doing well. Hope we were able to get out and get some fresh air. It was beautiful today, and it's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow. I just hope everything's going well for you in your situation. I just wanted to let you know that you're loved and thought of. I haven't talked to Alexis lately. Father David shared that he's studying some college courses in criminal justice. So I'm sure he's just really occupied with that. And just want to let you know you're loved and thought of, and just take care and have a good week. My next shout out would be to my nephew. Forgot his name. Bradley Aiken at the San Saba unit, I believe. Hi, Bradley. I hope you're doing all right. I haven't been able to call in I've been able to call in the last couple of weeks, but for some reason I haven't been able to get through. I guess the phone lines have picked up tremendously since they've gone nationwide, which I'm glad for. I just missed shouting out to you guys. I hope all's well for you. I hope you're able to get outside these last couple days. Today and tomorrow is supposed to be beautiful. I even turned off the air conditioner and opened up the doors to get some fresh air. But I hope everything's going progressing forward for you in your case, and just keep your head up, keep your eyes open and your ears open and your mouth shut. I know it's hard to do being an Aiken, but you can do it. And just take care, stay cool, and just know you're loved. I do love you, and God loves you. You take care, and I hope to talk to you next week. I love you, Bradley. Thank you, Prison Show. Everybody have a traveling grace back to your homes tonight. And I didn't understand. I guess Mr. David must have had surgery on a foot, but I hope he's doing okay. Everybody have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. And thank you for all you do. Good night.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye. All right. Now we have Lau.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Hi guys, this is Lau, and I am here to share this message with you today. It takes courage to breathe through the brokenness and still whisper, God, I trust you. Even in the middle of the mess, your face shines brighter than any polished, perfect moment. Your tears don't disqualify you. They water the seeds of God's greater plan in your life. So keep going. God sees you. Faith isn't proven in the easy seasons. It is revealed when your heart is shattered, but your hands are still raised. To choose God in the fire is to show the world what real love looks like. You may feel weak, but heaven calls you strong. And your story isn't over. It has been written by the author of redemption. You are not forgotten in the wilderness. You are being formed. Even when everything feels silent and broke, God is not absent. He is near, working in the unseen. Your pain is not wasted. He's turning your ashes into beauty, piece by piece. Every time you worship while waiting, Trust while trembling and serve while suffering. You are declaring war against the enemy. This is holy ground. You are walking by faith, not by sight. And the God who carried you this far will not let you fall down. The storm may rage, but so does your hope. It is okay if all you can do today is breathe and believe. That is faith too. God doesn't need perfection. He just wants your heart. Messy, raw, honest. He can work with that, and He will. I'm praying for you, and I love you all. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you, Lau. All right, let's get to Roberta. Hey, Roberta.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm making it.
All right. Well, you're on the air. Go ahead with your shout out.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to my son, Monty. He's in the Estelle unit. I want to tell you that I love you, and I'll try to come see you when I can. This old cancer holds me down. But I'm keeping my spirits up. I know you're going to make it out of there one of these days. So keep your head up. And Mama loves you. So good night, baby. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye.
Oh, she hung up before. Happy Mother's Day, Roberta. All right. Now Mike. Let's get to Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout-outs for the prison show. Here's my shout-outs. The guys in Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Shout-out for Matt, Thomas, Edward Reeves, Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out for Oz. Shout-out for Aaron Vasquez. Shout-out for Haas. Shout-out for Keith Money. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out for Payday. Shout-out for Curtis Robertson. Shout-out for Blaine Milam. Shout-out for Bill R. Sims. Shout-out for Raymond Lee Cart. A special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. You can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth. And hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And now back to the prison show. Adios.
No useless trivia, I see. He usually has some kind of trivia attached to his shout out.
But he didn't give my address. He never does.
He never does. And your address is 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, America, 77371. So did we say that slow enough?
Probably not. They got the bad pen. They got to go get the good pen.
Yeah.
That's why I always used a pencil.
You know who I was talking to. You know who I was talking to. Anyway, let's get to Neo-Pagan Ministries.
At Neo-Pagan Ministries, we believe that every soul, no matter where they are, deserves the chance to walk their spiritual path with dignity. We support our incarcerated pagan brothers and sisters by offering free spiritual correspondence, ritual resources, and guidance rooted in Wicca, Druidry, Heathery, and other neo-pagan traditions. We also work directly with chaplaincy departments, providing accurate, respectful information to help shape fair and informed policies for pagan practice behind bars. If you're a chaplain, a loved one, or an incarcerated seeker, know that we're here to walk beside you. Visit neopaganministries.net to learn more, or write us at Neo-Pagan Ministries, P.O. Box 906, Deer Park, Texas 77536. May your spirit be steady, your path be clear, and your heart find peace. So mote it be.
Blessed be.
I know. I think it's wonderful that we have different, options for people incarcerated, whether it be Christianity, Muslim. There's
freedom of religion.
Absolutely.
That's why it's a chapel. It's not a church.
Exactly. All right. Now, my little cheat thing is gone. Okay, we have Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, baby love, this is our tuck-in. How's the day been for you? The girls are doing well. Yeah, Mimi and Meme are behaving. I'm just through on the machine placing on the spam burger meme on all the platforms and getting the Virginia Prison Days email together. I've not sent it out yet, but I will in the AM. We've touched base with about 37 groups, so we'll see. Baby, it's late. I almost forgot it was Friday to give our tuck-in. Yeah, baby. Take care. I trust you're mended by now. Stay safe and well. I love you so deeply, Sporty. Mwah. Take care, my baby.
All right. Now we have Maria.
Hi there. I'm calling for Italy. I can't wait to see you on Sunday. And I'm so tickled to find out that you are doing so well. You and your Sally doing your Bible study and getting some of the other inmates involved. That is just so awesome. Anyway, I will see you on Sunday. I love you.
All right. Thank you, Maria. And Leslie had a real quick.
Hello, my little sugar pom-pom, and his Sally holding it down at the Styles unit on the incentive pod. What's up?
What's up, sugar pom-pom? All right. Let's go ahead with your shout out.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Dominique Leonard again. My quick shout out. If y'all don't know, I'm telling you now, I'm Dominique Leonard, who had a life sentence on a non-aggravated robbery. Came up for parole after 6.5 years, got a set off, and then I prayed and did my own parole package. And I said, if I get out of this prison, I will reach back to bless other families. My next parole, I got an L51 by creating my own parole package. Just Free Parole Package Services. That's JUSFREE.com, justfree.com. My address is 6260 West Park, Suite 300A, Houston, Texas, 77057. Again, Just Free, JUSFREE.com, justfree.com. And again, we are parole package services. So if you're coming up for parole, you need some help anywhere in that sector, you can always, or your family can call me at 713-306-9620. 713-306-9620. And if you have family who's out in the Houston, Pearland, Huntsville, anywhere area in Texas, whatever, we have a show coming up June 7th, 2025, as Jamison Charles said. Test the testimony. And if you heard the rapper Little Troy, I Want to Be a Baller, he will be giving his testimony there as well. Matter of fact, everybody on this show today will get tickets to the show on behalf of me. So they will be at the show as well to come root us on. It's going to be a great show, live band, live music, comedy, skits, everything. It's going to be in Pearland off of Shadow Creek. So again, thank y'all for having me on this show. This will not be my last time here. It's a blessing to give back, to hear people, to hear families call in. Because again, when one hurt, we all hurt.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you for the ticket.
Yes. Thank you for coming. I will give them to Cowboy. He will have them.
Awesome. All right, Linda, you haven't been here in a couple weeks, so
I've got some shout outs. I want to say a special shout out to Jacob Jordan Bright. I got your mail, and I'll be writing you back. Damon Blunston, Charles C. Bolton, Sean Glatz, Eric Pleasant, Edward Howland, Joe Laws, Raymond Becerra, Jack Carter, Travis Fletcher, Ken Decker, Jeff McClendon, Alfred Mitchell, Jeremiah Rodriguez, Tyler Adams, Chris Foster, Victor Loya, Reginald Matthews, Gregory Allen, Curtis Robertson, Midget Titan, Paper Cup, Sugar Pom Pom, William Owen Sr., Stephen Curry, Charles Thompson, Talon Carter, Stephen Long, Alex Sparks, Dennis Price, Samuel Solomon, Robert Roberson, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, Gary Green, Franklin Davis, Micah Brown, Jaime Cole, Blaine Milam, Paul DeVoe, Marcus Drury, Pete Russell, Will Spear, Kerry Allen, Britt Bukowski, Christopher Turner, Larry Hatton, Bill Sims, Iron Thunderhorse, David Wood, Walter Sorto, and Joel White. Okay, guys, have a good week, and I will talk to you next week. Be sure and call your mothers.
All right. I've got some Farron. Hope you got my email. David Davis, Larry at the Huntsville unit, Taylor Parker, Robert Solis, Britt. Hey, Britt. T. Awesome visit, T. And all of our photos are getting so many views. Big Head, Blaine, frickin' Philo. Yep, frickin' Philo. Rodrigo, Leroy, Joel White, Jay at the Win unit. And of course, Midget Titan, a.k.a. Quick. Yeah, I gotcha. Travis Fletcher, Eddie at the Wainwright unit. And I know I miss... Oh, that's right. CJ. See? I didn't forget you. All right. And David, I know you have some.
Yeah, I didn't get all of them last week, so it's a good time. I'm glad we got enough time this week. Akeem McIver, Ashley Bradshaw, Brian Smith, Charles Miller, Curtis Henderson, Curtis Otto, Daniel Campbell, Daniel Farrell, Daniel Lipscomb, Daryl Adkins, David Saffel, David Weller, Erlen McKay, Jaime Quijano Jr., James McElrath, Jaron Reasonover, Jason West, John Graves, John Thomas, Joseph Nimitz, Kyle Triplett, Lamar Sanders, Larry Johnson, Lionel Rogers, Marcus Brown, Maria Pena, Mark Sykes, Marvin Covington, Matthew Hoover, Michael Flores, Michael Johnson, Montana Ruckman, Maury Holloway, Corey Brumfeld, Rashad Eady, Richard Little, Richard Smeal, Rodolfo Correa, Ronald Allman, Roy Forbes, Stanley Corbett, Stephen Drayton, Tiffany Cheeks, Travis Walters, Travis Fletcher, Tyler Ship, Victor Gamble, Victor Loya, Walter Woodard, Zachariah Areola. I got another one here. Let me find it.
And I forgot to say Stephen Drayton. Hey.
Hey. Charles Don Flores, Cornelius Robinson, Dennis Price, Douglas Rivera, Joe Ramirez, Kenny Morissette, Pete Sines, Roderick Cooks, Roderick Johnson, Rodney Reed, and can't forget our little pole dancer either.
What? Forget him. You know what? Just forget him.
Oh, come on now. The last letter he sent me was a pretty good letter. So.
Yeah, and now he's saying that I used to be a man.
Well, you know, he's our biggest fan anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Even if he is kind of hateful sometimes.
Kind of hateful? And telling people that...
How many guys have we had through the years like that? I mean, think about it. Now, we've had quite a few. So.
I've never been accused of being
a man.
Being a man. I can assure you.
Did you shave before you come in tonight?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Linda said something about Bob. Bob Gardner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's got her mic on, but she ain't talking to him.
It was probably him, but you know what? Karma.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
That's
karma.
The way it works.
And he likes to complain about other people's personal business in the bedroom. I heard he was just like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. making assumptions.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hardly hear you, Leslie. You got a microphone over there. If you grab one of them, there's two of them. I stuck them up against the window.
Ooh. Testing. Yeah, making assumptions that people are, being flirtatious, and which I don't know how you can see, but yeah, I'm not a man either. Just saying. You better ask Sugar Pom Pom. Ask him.
If you're a man.
Yeah. Well, my friend Ken Decker, shout out to Ken Decker. I need to update my list because clearly I don't have somebody, but Ken Decker, you're awesome.
Anything you got any burning desires, any news we can't live without, or anything like that? We gonna talk about P. Diddy at all?
Ooh.
You know what? A burning desire to talk more about what a jerk off this is.
Yeah, let's not go there. I just noticed that P. Diddy was going through a lot of, I seen a picture of him and he's so gray. You think that he's really going through a lot of turmoil. Oh, wow. So he's getting old, just going through trial. Yep, and yeah. Linda said where he should be, but it's not our place to judge them. Once they get judged, then we'll advocate for him just as much as we advocate for anybody else. So that's what we do here at the Prison Show. But in the meantime, it's 10:55. I guess I got about 2 minutes to close. That's why I was trying to see if anybody else wanted any more of that time. Look, y'all stay tuned. Skylar Dawn's going to be back on. I know she was on before, and somebody kept calling us.
Yes.
Skylar, you kept getting calls and kept getting calls. They were talking all about that bass and all them other songs that you were playing. You're getting them all riled up because it's not your normal stuff. She just knew you was here, yeah. But you wasn't. So at least if you're not live, you're sounding like you are. So keep up the good work. And y'all stay tuned. It's Damage Control with Skylar Dawn and DJ Chill and I don't know who all else they're going to have on there tonight. So y'all just stay tuned and listen in. And man, Dominique, it's been good having you here. Marcus, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate everybody coming, and I hope that your story or whatever you're working out, your research does well. And we'll get Jameson to come back too. So y'all have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Have a great weekend.
See you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JB. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. It's prison radio. From Paris to Polanski. Bonjour, mi amor. In my dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. To the men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This thing's my love. It's Friday night. The inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio. sitting on the road. Try to keep your heads up, you ain't me if you got hope. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet, listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio.